very slippery today. The old arm. Old arm. I'll leave it on this one for a little bit. Hold on. Warm up with the yams. No. What's it? Simon? Thank you, Simon. And hello. What the other person's name is? Can't really read it. Too blind. Wrist reps on, get some chalk on, and then do that same thing again. Feel pretty warm, but now I need to kind of work some chalk back into the bar because I oiled it yesterday. Samoa. A lot more chalk at here. Max clean torque is 166. Yeah, it felt like a lot of weight at the bar itself. Yeah. What's up, Matthew? Italy. That was a big jump. Ugh. Previous was 120. This will be 135 kilos. So 297 in pounds, but 135 kilos now. I like this song. So that's like a snatch balance type, like overhead squat thing. But yeah, we're gonna try it.
I might just drop my card to the floor. Let my body talk.
Gotta wake up for this one though. Pretty smooth. That's good though. And make it without missing it a couple times, so happy with that for sure. You felt good enough where I thought maybe I could go for a spicy double, but it wasn't worth it. It wasn't quite that easy, but I will take 135. So let's get 132 earlier this week, and I had to miss a bunch of times before I was able to actually get it. Not one I was able to do. Very nice. Get ready now for some behind the neck jerks. This is like so I guess supposedly it might help you produce more force, but it's like a mouth guard, but it's not like a true mouth guard. What I had noticed, I don't think it does anything, to be frank. But the reason I got it, I noticed when I was doing it was actually a power clean, that normally when I do like a high exertion lift, normally I'm open, so I don't really clench down, or at least I hadn't for years. And so I never really worried about it because I was like, well, this is not going to do literally anything. It's even if it did work, because I'm like kind of like that when I do crazy big lifts or try to do like a heavy percentage. But I noticed with that power clean that I did recently that I actually clenched down, and I don't want to like mess up a tooth or something because I clenched down too hard. So it's mostly just to protect against that, the clenching. Not that I'm necessarily, like, I wouldn't necessarily for myself worry about it, but on my back molar, this is a fun fact, I have an extra cusp on my last molar. So your molar has 4 normal like dots on it. I have an extra like half tooth on that back one. So not that I'm terribly paranoid about it, but I wouldn't want to do like a heavy clean or something where I'm clenching down and absorbing a weight and then bite down and like mess up a tooth or something. So I got this. It's just like, maybe it works, maybe it does something. I don't really believe in that, but it protects my clenching so I don't break my tooth or something. I don't have any wisdom teeth. I had them out. So I only had 3. I had one up here, here, and back here. But where I have that extra cusp on my last molar, I don't have a wisdom tooth. Like, it didn't exist there. So one of the theories that the dentists have is that that when I was a baby or whatever, and the teeth were being formed, that it fused, or something happened to where that wisdom tooth fused to that last molar when it was being developed. But yeah, I had them out when I was like 15 or 16, and I just had the 3, so I actually only have the 1 at the bottom, but nothing's over there, and so I have that extra cusp there, and it doesn't like stick up or anything crazy like that, but it's like one of those things that like I know that probably I don't have the perfect bite straight down if I were to like clench as hard as I can, and at least with this, it takes that worry out. And I think also, like, despite they claim it like improves balance, and it does like generic like stuff that it doesn't make any sense, but like the idea that if you clench down harder you might be able to exert yourself more does make some logical sense. But I kind of view it as more making sure I don't like bite down on a tooth, or just have just more of a protection for clenching, especially if I'm doing like a heavy ballistic lift like a clean or a snatch where you're stopping the weight and then I might be clenching and then I catch the weight and then really clench down. So it's mostly there for that. Do I think it does anything? No. Like I didn't wear it the last 2 heavy sessions I had on Saturdays, and I didn't notice any issues, but it's just kind of one of those things that like I think it was like $25, and it's not much of a it's not much of a hindrance. Like you don't really notice it in your mouth. More than having nothing, but it's not like I couldn't breathe or anything. Like if I really wanted to wear it for like running or something, I guess. But I don't necessarily. I don't. It certainly doesn't help for that kind of thing. Purely just for working. So I wouldn't necessarily. It's one of those things that's like if you got an extra $25, like you probably just get it and it'd be something that you could at least placebo yourself that it works, and maybe it does. But I didn't have it until a couple weeks ago, so I don't think it really does much of anything. Yeah, like I think that's probably as a some kind of truck. But for me, it's less of even the placebo. It's more of like I don't have to worry about like clenching down, because like I noticed that like my mouth is a little sore, or like a tooth is a little sore, and I was like, that's the last thing I need is to do like a heavy lift and like just like mess up a tooth or something with that. So this at least like prevents that, so that I'm not thinking about it while I lift. Um, but yeah, it's just like I don't know. I don't really know what to even really compare it to, because like obviously a belt's gonna help more, knee wraps and straps, all that are gonna help more. But it's just one of those things like you got a couple extra bucks lying around. Especially this is one of their smaller versions of it, but I don't know. I think so far I think it's worth it. Like I don't necessarily think it's helped me lift more weights or anything, but the protection that I at least perceive that I have, if I don't bite my tooth off, I think that's worth it. It's nice too. It's pretty easy to like. I don't have to keep touching it with my hands. It's pretty easy to get like to get in and then to pop back out. So you don't have to like touch it every time, which is not ideal when you're touching weights and hands are all dusty and whatnot. It has like a little piece in the front too that I can grab if I need to, so it's not like the part that my tooth is really on. So, in conclusion, keeps my chomper from breaking in half. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this one's called a New Age. I think there's a couple different brands, but it's gonna help with your lifts. Probably like you said, the placebo more than anything. But if you notice you clench really hard when you lift with heavy lifts, then it's something that I think could actually be useful for that. Because it was actually something a couple of years ago. My dad actually was like, "You should get this, protect your teeth or whatever." And I was like, "Well," especially at that time, like anytime I did a heavy lift, I was like, ah. So like there wasn't a risk because my mouth was literally open and clenched in the opposite direction. But and I don't necessarily like feel myself intentionally trying to clench down more or anything. I don't think about what my mouth is doing, frankly, when I do a heavy lift. But it's one of those things. It's like just a peace of mind. And I suppose like you get a normal like mouth guard or something like that. But those are two. I wanted something that was thinner. That was like why I wanted one of these. Is something that it's like it's chilling there. I can still talk. And I can have it in my mouth, and it's not like a football mouth guard. Because when you have one of those, I think those look goofy. Aesthetically, I don't want a big mouth guard in. So I mean, you can certainly get something for like $5 at Walmart or something that would do the same thing. As far as biting down on something, you'd be like a true man and just put a piece of metal in there and chew down on that. Get a piece of leather, get a Civil War soldier. That's what a real man would do. Just put rocks in my mouth and bite down on those. be honest, I wasn't really expecting the snatch balances to go that well, especially with how 120 felt. But 135 felt fine. It definitely wasn't like, oh, I could go up and do more, but like definitely felt better than they did the other day. So I was curious how the behind the neck jerk felt because it was kind of the opposite, where snatch balances didn't necessarily feel bad a couple days ago when I was doing them, but I kept missing the heavier weights I was trying until the last attempt. But then behind the neck jerks went perfect. So be curious if I'm able to get up to a heavy weight again. Only one way to find that. I'm going to do 70, 125, and then maybe then jump all the way to 155. When I did on Tuesday, I went 110, 150, so I took a really big jump, and it actually didn't feel too bad. So I think 125 to 155 would be sufficient, and then do 165. And theoretically more, but if I can just get to 165 when doing this, then that's good. I was at 170 on Tuesday, and so that was mostly ever thrown above my head. So just holding 160 plus, I think is going to be one of the most useful things I could do for my jerk. And if I get more comfortable doing these jumps to 165 and make it feel easy, like the last week I missed 170 a couple of times, but then the next session that I did the exercise, I was able to do 160, and it felt pretty easy. Actually, it was that session, so I did 165, and then later that week I did 160 and then jumped to 170 and missed 170 a couple of times. But the 160 felt really good, and the idea with that is obviously to warm up for the heavier weight, but as that weight that you're building up builds up, or you build up the tolerance to it, so like 160 is a routine weight, then you keep taking cracks at that heavier attempt and not waste all your energy on those ones building up. So theoretically, if I can go 155, 165, and have that be like every time I do a heavy behind the neck jerk, I can get to that weight. It might be heavy, but like I can get to that comfortably or consistently, then trying more than 170 would be there. It's a weird way of asking how long can you bench press. I don't bench press, so 0 pounds. But that question is not formed correctly. If you're asking how much I bench press, the most I've ever done is 150 kilos, but I don't bench press. So my max probably is like 125 or 130 if I were to actually do it, which I shan't. I shan't. You shan't make me. I don't wanna. I don't wanna. 125.
Yeah. Whoa. Genghis Khan, roll with an angry mob that's firing shots, not a Hollywood prop. We smoking up hot from the guy with the locks and the medicine shot. If you wanna know about my whereabouts, probably at the warehouse, still another ratchet, cheap flick, Paramount, Fahrenheit 51, burning up paper, whole shit down like a cruise ship anchor. Pissed off, let the pissed out blow. Diddy in the club, let the pissed out flow. Slow motherfuckers like his cargo. Sleeping on me must be narco. Left dick, yo, exes, sending me till he flips to the text like if I give you D, would you give me weed and the keys to your whip? She like Woodstock every day, man, I can't stop. Got drugs in my trunk, so my hustler. Party with the bitches at the bus stop. Why not? Loud motherfuckers at the 20 Fuck you, not you, you're cool. Half baked and I'm looking for the oracle, bitch. Trying to get answers just like you. Just like you, I'm just like you. But I got a whip and a chick plus two. We the role models that you look up to. Fuck high school, just get mushrooms. Confucius and cow shit, that's awesome. Money stretched like balsam. My gang is full of bosses. Hey, where you from? I'm Genghis Khan, ho. Hey, where you from? I'm Genghis Khan, ho. Hey, where you from? I'm Genghis Khan, ho. I'm Genghis Khan.
Now I watch this.
So much cash if you wanna roll like a king, gotta look like one. Drink like one, smoke like one. Be ready for a little bit of fist fight fun. Knock out punch for the roundhouse kick. Shoes off, motherfucker, bow down, bitch. City flows go where the outhouse is. Shake the pow wow, got you young man for sex. Alpha male, I'm rolling up bells as big as Fidel cigars. Ho, tripping the skills, I'm flipping the skills. Korean up, Doja bar. Ho, don't piss me off, let me from God. Came up poorly, Mr. Rock. Me and your hood is different, dog. Yo, Mr. Rock, 'cause I'm city of God. 20 okay, no switch place. AK-47 one plain face. Better obey, no weak place. Gotta pick a side like the OJ case. Nor the flies, no lock things off. Tell a big ball up the front seals more. Staying in the shirt like barbecue sauce. Blood from your jaw, be back by gone. You know the name, yeah, motherfuckers, you know the name. Can't spell games without the name. We take this and let's fuck your chain. I'm banging hoes, I'm banging road pursuing. No roll up, no youngin', and you better know what you doing. I said, where you from? I'm Genghis Khan, ho. Hey, where you from? I'm Genghis Khan, ho. Where you from? I'm Genghis Khan, ho. I'm Genghis Khan. We be start wars for fun. While you throwing up that peace sign when peace ain't gon' come. I said we fight over. Start wars for fun. While you throwing up that peace sign when peace ain't gon' come. I said, hey, where you from? I'm Genghis Khan, ho. Where you from? I'm Genghis Khan, ho. Where you from? I'm Genghis Khan, ho. I'm Genghis Khan. I'm Genghis Khan.
Let's go. We got friends class now, but I am gonna be using my phone. Deuces.